I'm Dakota.
I'm Keegan.
And what we're doing today is a squat assessment. Now, when we would do a squat assessment, we would obviously get to know the individual first if they're a client, and then walk them through what we're doing. But for the purpose of this video, we're not going to do it because we already know each other, and we're just going to jump into it. Sound good? Okay.
Starting with the anterior view, we're looking at the feet and knees, making sure they don't turn out or flatten or move inward. He does seem to be leaning forward a little bit. Other than that, it looks alright. Now for the lateral view. Going to first look at his shoulders and his shins, and hit the back and the shin should make a good parallel line. And it looks like he's got a little bit of tilt forward, but he's keeping spinal flexion. Everything looks alright there. Now for the posterior view, looking at his feet and shoulders, making sure there's no major heel lift, or his shoulders are coming forward, which we saw in the front view. Not seeing any heel lift. Things look pretty symmetrical right now, especially with his hips. Everything looks good. Now for the single leg squat. This one's really difficult, so we're going to cut him some slack. What we're looking for here is no major hip hike, hip drop, inward rotation or outward rotation. And since him and I both aren't in good enough shape to really do this, it's hard to assess, but it looked like there was a little bit of hip hike there, a little bit of inward rotation at the knee, which we're compensating because we don't use it a lot or do this a lot, so.
So we're looking anterior view. You're looking for the turnout or flatten of your foot. And he has a slight turnout on his right and left foot. For knees, we're looking moving inward, and they don't do that, so that's neutral. Now we're on the lateral view. So we're going to look for excessive forward lean, or low back arches, or your low back rounds. And none of that happens, so they're all neutral. So no. And then we look at your shoulders, arms fall forward. No, so he's neutral there too. Now we're posterior view. Posterior view, yeah. So your feet, we look for heels lift, and they don't lift up. So now we're looking at his back and hips, looking for asymmetrical shift, and on one of these he sort of shifts slightly to the right and one slightly to the left. Now we're looking for shoulders elevating, and they don't do that. And now we're on the single leg squats. For his right leg, he sprained his ankle the other day, so it's a little tough on it. For his left one, we're looking for any inward movement, and his knee slightly moves in. And then we're looking for any hip hikes or hip drops, but his hip stays level. But his body's slightly inward, there's a slight inward rotation and no outward rotation. And we look for the same on the other leg. There you go.